Thank you so much for joining us today for this chair yoga practice. I request that you start from a safe and comfortable chair where you can touch the floor with your feet. And I'm just getting up to admit another person into our Zoom room. So I've got some yoga blocks, but you can always improvise with whatever you have around, a box, book, cushion, whatever might be necessary. And if you prefer to be on the floor, go ahead and find yourself a comfortable seat on your blanket or block or just down cross-legged. And as always, please put your contact information, email address, or phone number in the chat so that we can record this information for our Breast Friends group and our YouTube channel. If you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you can, and share. Share, share, share. That's the biggest thing. I want everybody to get the benefits of a practice that has just been transformative for me. My name is Christine, if I haven't said that yet, and we will find ourselves in a nice, tall, comfortable seat. If it's okay for you to close your eyes here, I invite you to do so, or maybe even just soften your gaze so that you can really draw inward for your inner experience here. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, just let it go with a big audible sigh. Here we go. Do that a couple more times. Let your shoulders soften. Open your mouth when you exhale. Relax and soften your jaw. Feel free to take as many of those breaths as you like, and then come back to breathing in and out through your nose, your body's own filtration system. And just begin to notice where you feel your body expanding as you inhale. You notice your chest, your shoulders, your diaphragm, your belly. What is expanding as you inhale? No need to change anything just yet. But just know that if you're breathing higher in your chest, it's likely that you're carrying some stress with you today. And when we're breathing high in the chest, we can alter our breath to be a little lower, a little deeper, to tell our bodies now is not the time to be stressed out. We're calming down our nervous system by just making a little shift, if you like, inviting the breath to come a little deeper, and maybe taking one or both hands to your belly so that you can really focus on expanding the belly into your hands as you inhale. And focus on softening the belly as you exhale. And just notice any tension you're carrying in your belly here. Another indication that we're stressed out is when we're kind of holding the gut to sort of protect ourselves or to present ourselves in a certain way. Let's see if for this practice, for this time, you can just be soft here. Notice if your brow is tight or your eyes are squinched up or your jaw is tense. And see if you can soften those places as well. And then begin to balance out your breath. Notice how long it takes you to inhale. And see if you can match the length of your exhale to the length of the inhale. So you might notice you're inhaling for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Then exhale for count of 1, 2, 3, 4. You might want to release your hands if you've got them at your belly. And just continue with that nice balanced breath, whatever is the right count for you. Doesn't matter if it's 3 or 10, just whatever feels comfortable and doable. And then here with your balanced breath, notice the bottoms of your feet touching the ground. Or if you're sitting on your mat, notice your legs and your sit bones touching your mat. From a chair, notice your feet and your sit bones being supported here. Really focusing on that balanced breath and your sense of being present and supported. Know that I am here to support you in whatever journey you're on. Let yourself feel that support. Just a few more breaths here, inviting yourself to settle in. And as we continue this nice, balanced, grounded breath, now let's see if we can find a little length in the spine. Notice the base of your spine. You might now bring the back of one hand or another right to your tailbone, right to the place where your sit bones connect to your chair or your seat. And just bring your attention, your awareness right there. Let's inhale and lift your heart a little bit, drawing your shoulders back and down, and maybe look up to the sky. Exhale, bring your chin down towards your chest, keeping tall in the shoulders and in the spine. Inhale, look up towards the sky, maybe draw your collarbones away from one another and open up across your throat. Exhale, bow forward, chin to the base of the throat, get long in the back of the neck. If you have the hands behind you, go ahead and release them. We'll bring the hands to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together gently. Lift your heart and your gaze up towards the sky as much as is comfortable for the back of your neck. Exhale, maybe begin to straighten your arms, reach your fingertips forward, and here you might begin to open up between your shoulder blades and draw your belly button towards your spine, rounding your back body. Let's continue to move like this in this seated cat and cow posture. Again, you can be sitting in your chair, you can be sitting on your mat. And if you're sitting on the mat in a cross-legged position, be mindful that at some point here, you switch the cross of your legs to keep things balanced for your hips and your knees. The next time you come into cow, maybe you lift your arms and open up wide across your heart, shining your palms forward. And as you exhale, reach your fingertips forward, palms facing one another. Inhale here, open up. Exhale, round forward. Let's do 2 more repetitions, whether you have your hands grounded or you're reaching out towards the sides. The next time we inhale and open up, let's stay for the exhale. And then inhale, reach your arms as high overhead as you feel comfortable doing. Bring your hands together and down to meet your heart. And we'll just acknowledge here your efforts, your willingness to care for yourself. Sometimes we get so busy, we just think, oh, I don't have any time to do this. I have too much to do. But this nurturing of yourself, of your nervous system, and the trickle down effect to your immune system is going to help you to meet all of those tasks that you feel you want to do to meet your needs. And this is part of meeting those needs. So you might even say to yourself, taking care of myself is worth my time. Taking care of myself is worth my time. I deserve to take care of myself. I have permission to take care of myself. Or maybe you have a better phrase that resonates with you. Whatever it is, repeat that phrase to yourself throughout your practice as you think about it, and even off your mat or chair. Just reminding yourself that you are worth taking care of. And then the next time we inhale, let's break those arms apart, reach the arms up again alongside the ears, and maybe you keep the hands low today. That's fine too. And then from here, we're just going to twist over to the right. Inhale, reach your arms up as much as feels good to you. And then we'll exhale and twist left. Inhale back to center, and you can keep your hands at your heart for this portion if you like. If you're protecting shoulders, you might just inhale back to center, keep the hands at the heart and twist to the left. Wherever you are today, whatever serves you, keep your hip bones grounded. If you haven't switched the cross of your legs already, if you're on the mat, do so. And the next time we twist to the right, that's the last time. We're going to just stay here and breathe. Turn to gaze back over your right shoulder to the best of your ability. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the base of your skull up towards the sky. Inhale, get long. Exhale, soften. Keep that left sit bone grounded. And then use your next inhale to come back to center. And we'll exhale, twisting left. Stay here for a few breaths, finding length in your spine as you inhale. Finding softness or maybe a little deeper twist as you exhale. Just being kind to yourself in small and doable ways. One more full breath right here. And then we'll inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, bring your hands right down to meet your heart. Go ahead and release your hands. We're going to get a little movement in the hips here. So if you're on the ground, come down to your back. If you're sitting in a chair, you might cross your right ankle over your left ankle, your right knee over your left knee, or bring your right ankle to the top of the left thigh, just behind the knee. We don't want any direct pressure on that knee. If you're supine on your mat, laying on your back, you'll take figure 4. Keep your left foot grounded. Keep your spine nice and long. Flex both feet. Just really engaging the muscles here. Finding length as you inhale. Soften the shoulders. Check in with your jaw and your brow to see if they've tensed up again, and let them be soft here. We're going to find a nice little side body stretch. So let's inhale. Either bring your hands to your heart or up alongside your ears. And then we're going to find a little gentle twist over to the left. Just a little different way of moving here. Keep the right hip bone anchored down. Find length in your spine. We'll inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. If you're on the ground here, you can rotate your right foot all the way over to the left side. So you're in a sideline figure 4 twist. Couple breaths wherever you are, breathing into any tight spaces. And then we're going to inhale back to center. This time we're going to reach the right fingertips up towards the sky and get into that side body. So we're not looking down at the ground. We're reaching up and over with that right hand. If you're on your back body, simply find a side stretch, maybe extending both arms. Breathe into the right side body, creating length. If you're in the chair, you can keep that left hand grounded or at your hip. One more inhale to bring both arms back up towards the sky, and we'll exhale to lower down. And then we'll switch legs. So switching any variation, whatever variation you took the first time, we'll take the second time. We'll flex into that foot. Find a nice tall spine here. Come back to that balanced belly breath that you cultivated in the beginning of your practice today. Check in with the shoulders and the jaw. See if they need to be invited to relax again. And then whatever arm position works to you, we're going to inhale, twist to the right. Couple breaths here, getting long in that spine, keeping both sit bones grounded evenly. And then we'll inhale to twist left. Same thing here. Not pushing or cranking or pulling anything, but being kind and gentle. Next time you inhale, we're going to come all the way back up to center. Reach that left arm up as much as feels good to you, or you can keep it anchored down at the hip. And we're just going to side bend over towards the right. If you're on the floor, you might just reach over towards the right top corner of your mat with your left fingertips, or maybe extend both arms. And you can do this here from your chair too, engaging your core to help protect your spine. One more full breath. And then we'll inhale, reach the left fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale to release. Let's bring the hands back to the tops of the thighs once again. If you're seated in a chair, if you're on the floor, come into all fours and we'll do a few more rounds of cat-cow. So we'll inhale, lift the heart, draw it forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. If you're on the floor, you're lifting the tailbone in your cow posture and tucking it inward in your cat posture. Couple more rounds here. And then we'll inhale back to that tall spine. And then we're going to come into downward facing dog. So if you are on the mat, send your hips back towards your heels, press your hips up and back into downward facing dog. If you're in a chair, you can come to the back of the chair, the high part of the chair. Bring your hands to the back, and we're just going to walk the feet back until we're kind of, the upper torso is parallel to the ground. Your feet are underneath your knees are underneath your hips, and there's a slight little bend in your knees here. If you're on the floor, pedal out your dog. If you're standing here, do the same thing. Bend one knee, straightening the opposite leg, and then bend the other knee to straighten on the other side. Just pedaling out your dog. Now, if you want to go a little deeper and you're on the chair, you can always come to the seat. Bringing your hands down to the top of the chair, walking your feet back, and letting your heart sink down towards the ground. Lots of different options here, lots of different bodies. As I shared earlier, I have been working in the yard all week, so I'm taking a special care with my back. So I'm going to stay in this higher posture. Wherever you are, come to stillness. Keep a gentle bend in your knees, especially if you're standing, and kind of rotate your upper shoulders, your upper arms, so that the shoulder blades come down your back body. Draw your tailbone away from the base of your skull. Have a nice long spine here. One more in breath. One more exhale. And then whatever variation you are in, we're simply going to walk forward, coming to stand. Beautiful. So standing at the front of your mat or next to your chair, whatever you prefer, we're going to come into Tadasana with the hands at the heart. Close your eyes to challenge your balance, or find a focal point ahead of you that's not moving that you can look at to help keep your balance. Let your shoulders and jaw soften and feel your feet touching the ground. Again, acknowledge your efforts, your willingness to be here and care for yourself. Remind yourself of your intention, your affirmation. I am worthy of taking care of myself. Taking care of myself is worth my time. And just let that sink into your heart. Really embody that. Find your feet on the ground and draw the base of your skull up towards the sky. Let's bring our hands down to our sides, to our hips, or to the chair. And we're just going to peel that left heel up off the ground. Just keeping the toes and the ball of the foot anchored for just a moment here. Bringing all of your weight or most of your weight into the right leg. And feel yourself grounded across the whole sole of your right foot. All the toes. Make sure they're not squeezing or scrunching. Maybe even pick up your right toes and spread them out nice and wide before you set them back down again. And we'll stay right here with the left foot grounded, or if you like, you can lift that left knee up towards the sky, bringing it parallel to the ground or somewhere in between, but not any higher than parallel to the ground. Gentle bend in the right knee, especially if you're prone to hyperextension. Just making sure it doesn't lock up on you there. We're just going to find our balance here. So you might be here with your hand on the chair, hands at your heart, or hands on your hips. From here, you're probably going to want to find that focal point, but you could challenge your balance by closing your eyes. Just building up strength in the little muscles around your ankle and in your foot. Nice and subtle here. Notice what you notice. One more inhale right here, and then we'll exhale to lower down. And just walk your legs out a little bit, maybe even shake it out. You might tap the top of your left foot down on the ground, and then tap the top of the right foot down on the ground. Maybe make some ankle circles, whatever feels good to you. And then we'll do the other side. So find your Tadasana again. Bring your feet as close together as feels comfortable for you, and we're going to peel that right heel up off the ground. Notice your weight in that left foot. Notice if you have space between the toes, and maybe lift them up and lower them back down to make some space. And then either stay here with the foot grounded or lift the right foot up anywhere between the ground and level, and that level to the earth, as if you're flexing into that right foot. You might stay holding on to the chair for balance, or maybe a wall, hands at heart, hands on the hips, or maybe you want to bring your hands up towards the sky. And just feel what's going on in that left ankle, that left foot. Engage the outer left hip. Engage your center. Find your strength here. Let's stay here for whoop. If you fall out, just be kind to yourself and come back. One more inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Shake it out, whatever feels good to you. Then we're going to stretch into the front of the hip flexors here. So if you're standing on your mat in Tadasana, you won't have the chair, but if you've got the chair, you might just bend your right knee and bring the right heel up towards your right sit bone. You might have your hands at your heart here, or you might have them down on your hips. Stay right here, just lengthening down through the front of your quadricep, pointing your knee down towards the ground. Or if it's reachable, you might reach back for that right ankle or foot with your right hand. And then hug that right knee back in towards the left. So your nice standing line here, not winging that right leg out. Maybe you stay here with your hands on the chair, your left hand on the chair, on your hip, at your heart, or maybe you reach it up towards the sky. If you want to come into full dancer's pose here, you might find a new focal point down towards the ground and hinge forward at that left foot, at that left hip, and look down towards the ground as you press the right foot into the right hand and reach forward with the left. Lots of variations here. Remember not to wing that right knee out. One more full breath right here. And then we'll inhale, straighten up if you're bent forward. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Maybe roll your shoulders a couple of times. Shake out your feet. And then we'll come to do the other side. Let's bend that left knee. Lengthen down through the front of the left knee. Push back into your flexed left foot. Maybe even lift your heart here, tuck your chin. You might stay right here, or maybe reach back for that left ankle or foot. It might be easier to bend the right knee to get there. And then once you've got it in hand, straighten the right leg, hug the left knee in towards it, open your heart, and just breathe into the front of that left hip flexor. Maybe your hand is on the chair, hip, heart, or maybe up towards the sky. Get long through the right side body wherever you are. And if you want to tilt forward, hinging at the hip, find a new focal point on the ground. And as you watch it, bring yourself forward, keeping your gaze focused. Reaching forward with the fingers, Gentle bend in that right knee so that it's not locked, hugging the left knee in. One more full breath right here. And then we'll inhale all the way up. Exhale, release. Roll the shoulders up and down and back. Rotate your ankles a couple of times in each direction. And then we are going to find our final relaxation here. So if you are on your mat, come to lay down on your back in Shavasana. Actually, I'm going to use the chair to put my legs up. So you can be on the mat in Shavasana, all laid out, arms and legs, just like I've got them here, taking up space. If that's not comfortable for you, you can bend your knees, or you can come to rest in your chair and just allow yourself to lean back and be soft and supported. Another option, if you're working from a chair and you can get down on the floor easily, using the chair to help you get there, is to bring your legs up to rest on the chair. And I just realized I have one of those funky clips in my hair, so I'm going to have to take that out. Bring your legs to rest on your chair, nice bend in your knees. You can have your hands on your belly here, where you can open your arms up just like Shavasana arms. If you have yoga blocks or a pillow, you might want to press into your calves, lift your hips, and bring your sacrum to rest on a block or pillow, bolster, rolled up blanket, whatever you have laying around. And we'll just be here for a few minutes, really letting your practice integrate, taking in all of the different movements, all of the breathing, the focused attention, acknowledging your efforts and your willingness to care for yourself. And that is a brave decision. It really is, because oftentimes we do to make other people around us happy. We don't take the time to care for ourselves, and that's really detrimental to our health on a physical level. If you're interested in more on that, you might read The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate, which talks all about how our tension, our people pleasing, our childhood trauma physically manifest later on in life as many inflammatory diseases. So it's really important to take care of ourselves, not just on the level we think of, but on a molecular, cellular level. So just allow yourself to rest and be here, coming back to your balanced belly breath. Relaxing your feet and ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, your glutes, your hips and your belly. Relaxing your fingers and hands, wrists, lower arms, elbows, upper arms, in your shoulders. Relaxing your forehead, softening your eyes, releasing your jaw. Let your neck and throat be soft. Finally, coming to your heart. Remind yourself of your willingness and your efforts, and acknowledge yourself with gratitude for taking care of yourself, for nurturing yourself, for being your own healer, for having the self-leadership to do that. And if you're happy in your Shavasana, whatever that looks like today, feel free to just stay there. But if you have other things to do, you're on the chair like me or on the floor, begin to actually, no matter where you are, if you're seated or laying in whatever posture, just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then open up your hands, open your fingers, spread your toes out, and then curl everything in. Just gently loving on those hands, the fingers and toes, the feet, saying hello to all those little bones and those little joints. And then roll your ankles and wrists a couple of times with kindness and tenderness in each direction. And then we're going to come to a tall seat if you're not there already. So safely roll yourself to one side. Press yourself all the way up to your tall seat, whatever that looks like to you today. And we'll find that tall spine once again. Hands resting in your lap, base of the skull drawing upward, feeling yourself supported and grounded. And all together then we'll lift the hands to the heart, either bringing them directly to the heart or reaching the arms out and up, getting one more stretch, one more little back bend, and then we'll exhale to bring the hands right down to meet your heart. And again, bow down to yourself, your leader, your inner guidance, and the wisdom that brought you here to take care of yourself today. Thank you for supporting this practice by being here or watching the recording. The light that is within me honors and reveres the light within each of you. Namaste.